And so at the end of the day, it is about how we act. It isn't about how we have inaction. It needs to be action, and this is about to bring us inaction, and that's not a good start, Mr. Speaker.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Agriculture.
Mr. Speaker, as I listened to my colleague speak, he brought up the issue of food safety, and I'm very glad that he did. I believe he's facing a dilemma because he is asking, he and his associates asked that we do more for food safety. And I'm happy to tell him which he probably already knows. There's an additional $51 million, Mr. Speaker, in this budget for food safety to enhance our food safety systems. And yet I'm so interested in knowing exactly how this member will vote. I already saw how he voted on the budget, but like I told him during a question period, Mr. Speaker, he has an opportunity to redeem himself during these budget implementation votes. He can vote in favour of additional funding for food safety, just as he's been asking for. How does he respond to that, Mr. Speaker?
The honourable member for Welland.
Well, I didn't realize I'd gone that far down the list, but I couldn't. I need to be redeemed. So if I need redeeming and redemption, I hope my honourable colleague will help me find it. It's probably a horse running to the fourth, but then again, Fort Erie's closing the slots, and that actually maybe do away with the raceway. So there may not be any horses there. Mr. Speaker, is abundantly clear, and this parliamentary secretary knows it, that this one-term funding that they've dropped in for this one budget year will disappear, and he knows it. And so does the minister. It will disappear. Their budget will decrease, along with the ag budget, which got hit by 10%. And so if anybody needs to redeem themselves, I would suggest it's my honourable colleague along the way and the minister who allowed the ag budget not to get trimmed, but to get a meat cleaver taken to it and its arm chopped off to the tune of 10% plus. That's where redemption ought to be for farmers. It ought to be for that minister and that parliamentary secretary to stand up for farmers, fight to get that money back, to make sure farmers across this country are looked after, are protected, and well maintained. And that didn't happen by this minister and parliamentary secretary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.